The skill set you really want to have that's going to serve you into the future is that lead generation capability. You could be the best salesperson in the world as well, but if you have no one to talk to, then again, that skill set almost becomes redundant because you're not going to be talking to anyone. Marketing equals freedom. I'm going to share an epiphany that I had recently when I was doing the first workshop in the boardroom of our new office space. So we put on the event, we put up the hook, set up the page on Eventbrite, ran a Facebook ad campaign, and in a few days, all the seats were filled. Delivered the event, went through the presentation, at the end, walked out with a handful of applications, and from that event, there were 3 clients that came on board and repeated the process again 2 weeks later. And then I stepped back and thought, for the last 12 years, I've done over 100 of these small events. And many times when we've had a new offering or we're just taking the early stages of a business, we've been able to go from here's an offer to having many clients in the space of about a week because of this skill set. And I realized that that's true freedom, because if everything was stripped away from me and I only had my skills, I could convince, I'm sure, someone in my network to lend me their boardroom in their office space. Eventbrite's free, so I can set up the event and also negotiate someone to sponsor, put up some ad spend that I could compensate them on the back end of the event to fill the room. And that gave me the ultimate sense of freedom, realizing that that's always available. Unfortunately, for most business owners, marketing is a foreign skill set, so they rely heavily on word of mouth, which they get because they deliver a great product or service. But what I did was I put a slide up in the presentation to all the business owners. We had service business owners in the room, and pleaded with them to an extent that if you want true freedom, you need to be able to manufacture demand for what you sell in the marketplace. And if demand can outpace supply, that's when you're in the driver's seat, because you can increase prices, you can have a wait list, you can put more team on to increase capacity. Yet very few businesses have that marketing ability. So my invitation to you, if you're listening to this, is the skill set you really want to have that's going to serve you into the future is that lead generation capability. You could be the best salesperson in the world as well, but if you have no one to talk to, then again, that skill set almost becomes redundant because you're not going to be talking to anyone. The marketing comes before the sales. And there's many conversations in the library of this podcast that you can go back to and listen about various strategies and the way to do it. Ultimately, the way that you're going to get great at lead generation is a really strong offer, something that attracts the right leads and the right clientele to your business, but also converts them quickly. And it's why I'm very bullish at the moment in-person experiences. As the world goes into AI agents and there's more and more synthetic content happening, the trust guard goes up and people's buying timelines, I think, will drag out. But when you can have in-person experiences, and we're doing a complete 180 in our agency where we do these in-person events, we often now meet several of our clients in person and deliver part of our service doing that, and gone back to that old school way of doing it because 1, people crave the connection, but 2, the speed at which someone's ready to make a decision when they've shaken your hand, when they've heard your voice, when they know and trust you and seen where you are and know where you operate your business out of, is so different to if they've only seen you in an online experience. So if you have a business and you have the capability to put on a small event, a sausage shizzle, whatever it is, get people together that would be interested in the solutions that you deliver, this is a great strategy to consider. Imagine getting 10, 15 people once a week, once a fortnight, once a month, put a little event up on Eventbrite, learn how to use Facebook ads to get people to register, put on something that's fun, valuable, they get to come and talk from you, learn from you, get their questions answered. That's going to speed up a buying timeline than if someone's just doing their due diligence and research online and also seeking out many other competitors' options. So localizing your marketing strategy and getting people, even if you're a global business, and I've spoken about this before, a national business, marketing in your local area, bringing people into your space where they can shake your hand is going to make a huge difference at your speed to get clients, the conversion and the trust, which ultimately influences how much they're willing to spend because it starts to get taken out of the equation when they know that you can deliver for them. So I want to summarize this session with marketing is freedom. And if you can build that skill set and you can learn strategies to run campaigns and you can manufacture that demand for your business, then you're going to have the ability, regardless of what's happening in your industry, economically, in the marketplace, government policy, to be able to create that demand. And once you can do that, you can sleep a lot more peacefully at night, knowing where your next client is coming from and not the feast and famine cycle of word of mouth. So if you enjoyed this conversation, or if you have questions about what I'm speaking about, what could be a good strategy for your business, I'd love to catch and pitch with you. Put it in the comments below. I'll come back with some ideas if you give me a little bit of context. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you can catch all new episodes on demand. And I also have a free lead generation workshop that's about an hour that's sitting online at contentonly.au. You can watch and learn some tips so you can manufacture demand for your business.